Hello everybody and welcome back to some more League of Legends. So, this time around I'm just going to do a first impressions of Lucian. Um, I think, in my opinion, the way I feel about Lucian right now is that he's not going to have a middle ground. He's going to be either really, really strong or really, really weak. And the reason I feel that is because of the way his ultimate works. It just does a ridiculous amount of damage. Uh, and he seems really pokey. Anyways, I'm in a bot game. I'm just gonna screw around while I talk about the feel of Lucian, etc. We're gonna just grab a Doran's Blade and we'll head mid. I think the bot should let us. So I'm running your standard ADC stuff, your attack damage marks and quints, your armor seals, and your flat magic resist glyphs. I'm running 21-5-4, grabbing your standard stuff in offensive, and then picking up health and barrier in defense, and then mana regen as well as flash in utility. Pick up our Q. So let's talk about his abilities. His Light Slinger is his passive. After completing every spellcast, Lucian's next basic attack within 6 seconds will be a double shot. The second shot deals deals a percentage of his max like his normal AD shots to an enemy champion and structures, and applies on hit effects. Minions and monsters take full damage from the second shot, so that's something. Its Q is Piercing Shot. You've probably seen it in the spotlight, but I'll go over it again. Basically, you target an enemy within this radius with the initial shot, and it deals physical damage, and then it also deals less damage to minions. But the thing is that the actual beam itself that goes out from this is longer than this radius. It's just this radius is where the first target has to be. I'll actually demonstrate that here with the minions. So you'll see the radius here. You know, we're like right on the edge of it. If we target this minion, the beam actually goes much further than the radius. So next we have our W, which you know what, actually I'm going to go over these abilities as I get them, just so I can also demonstrate them. Actually, you know what? Actually, let's just go over it. So our W is Ardent Blaze. What this does, it shoots out a skill shot, and then upon either reaching enemy contact or reaching the end of its path, it'll explode in this sort of like star cross type of area, and it deals magic damage in that area as well as marked enemies. If you damage a marked target, it grants Lucian 40, or, well, I guess scaling movement speed for 2 seconds. Now, the thing with this movement speed is that once you have it, you know, it's really good. But if you hit marked targets, any more marked targets, it will refresh the duration. Finally, we have our E, which is Relentless Pursuit. It's a dash that removes all slows. It also resets on champion kill or assist. So I think I am very concerned initially about Relentless Pursuit because of the fact that it removes slows. One thing you could do to shut down ADCs is apply, you know, your auto attack slow stuff like Bork or Wither from Nasus, but this is going to remove those, which could be an issue maybe. Moving on from that, however, we have the Culling. Lucian moves freely while firing rapidly in a single direction for 3 seconds. His shots collide with the first enemy they hit, and they do a ton of physical damage. The number of shots scales with his attack speed, and right now we have a total of 13 shots, which do 620 physical damage. The Culling does 400 damage to minions, 4% rather. Lucian may use Relentless Pursuit during the Culling and reactivate the Culling to cancel it. This ultimate is one reason why I think Lucian's gonna be on that scale of either really, really strong or really, really weak, that ultimate is just ridiculous damage-wise. So, yeah, like, initially, Lucian strikes me as a really fun champion, though. Just, like, he feels really nice. His sound assets are great. I even like the look of him. Like, that was one of my concerns from the splash art, is that I wouldn't like the way he looked. But honestly, he looks pretty cool. He feels nice. Um, he's pretty cool champion. Item wise, my head's kind of turning already. Something I think may be good, but we'll see, is either Frozen Gauntlet or Trinity Force because of the fact that you're an ability-based champion. We have our ultimate, so let's use that for giggles, I guess. Alright, so let us go back and we'll get item. So yeah, like something I'm thinking about right now that's just churning in my head is either Trinity Force or Frozen Gauntlet because of the fact that you're so ability based. I don't know yet. Like, it may be a case that, you know, you don't use abilities enough, but we'll see. I would say he built something similar to Ezreal, except that you're not quite as ability based. I think is my concern with that. Didn't quite get Trundle. So, yeah, just, you know, first impressions there. I think Lucian's great. I think they did really well with Lucian. Again, though, expressing my concerns, I think he's gonna be one of those champions that's either really, really strong or just really weak. I don't think he's gonna get a middle ground. So yeah. That's pretty much my only thoughts. I'm gonna finish out this game just so people have gameplay just to see, you know, what he does. I'd recommend maxing Piercing Light first. It's gonna give you the most harass potential. He seems really mana heavy. But I mean, that's to be expected if you're using abilities. I think Bork is going to be really good because of your double shots being able to double up on that percent health damage. What I'm curious, actually, does the culling apply on hit effects? If it does, that would be kind of ridiculous. I can't see it, but, you know, never know. Didn't have to barrier there. So, it seems like the culling... I think I have to play around with the culling and the angling, I guess. Because it seemed like the culling didn't go quite where the mouse cursor was, but went off on an angle. Like, even here, you'll notice if I scroll over, it's like at this really weird angle. Maybe that might be something that differentiates good Lucians from bad, is figuring out the angle of the culling. That double shot definitely, though, is gonna make him a really good harasser. I think putting extra damage, like just extra damage in general on passives isn't a good thing. Because if you'll remember what happened with Draven because of his passive, it pushed him really far ahead of other champions. Alright, we're heading up top. We've got the culling again. So let's see if our... Alright, so it does seem like it goes at a slight angle, like that's what it feels like, but I can't really tell actually. Definitely is a fun ability to use though, I'll say that. No, Master Yi. So yeah, what we need to figure out is if the culling actually applies on hit effects. If it does, that is ridiculous. If not, well, understandable. So actually, we'll grab Berserker Greaves, and then we'll pick up another dagger. So how are we gonna figure out if the culling applies on hit effects? Well, we're gonna go and fight. Let's say we could go to red and let red hurt us a bit and then see about culling it. Or we could fight red and then go to, say, like, dragon. Well, let's find out. Because if it applies lifesteal, I'd have to assume it's also going to apply on hit effects, but that could be inaccurate actually. We'll see if it gives lifesteal. I guess that'll be the first test. Alright, so it doesn't give you lifesteal, which would lead me to believe it also doesn't apply on hit effects. Which is understandable because it would be silly if it did apply on hit effects. We have a really low base movement speed actually, as well. 330. Yeah, it seems pretty low to me. Although I know there is lower, but it does seem fairly low. Pick up another rank in Ardent Blaze. Quite able to get him. Does seem like, though, that Lucian's very good at trading. I think that'll. I also can see how Lucian could actually do top really well too, because he has such good harass and positioning tools. Grab another dagger. I do think Bork is really good on him though. Like I think Bork is a must buy because first off you get the attack speed for your culling. But secondly, you get the extra, again, shred life on your passive. And yeah, sure, it's current health, but it's still really good. Like, also feels like if you gave Lucian an early red, he would be like ridiculously strong in lane. Luckily, bots can't kill us. But yeah, no, definitely think Lucian is a champion worth picking up. But I'd pick him out with the knowledge that I think he's gonna be nerfed. Like I do think he's gonna hit a nerf. And I think he's gonna hit a nerf just because, again, free damage passives are really fucking strong. Like, I can't think of a champion that has a free damage passive, really, that hasn't got hit at some point. Like, Corki's passive doesn't give him enough. Nor does Twitch's, but then you look at someone like GP's. Wow, we completely botched that. Oh, we completely fucked that ult up. No Reddickton, stop. But yeah, no, definitely pick up Lucian. But again, pick him up with that in mind that he's probably gonna see a nerf. I don't think he's gonna see a big nerf, but my worry again is that I just don't see him being balanced. I see him either being really strong or really weak. Just because of the nature of this passive and because of the nature of the culling. Like, the culling just does so much damage. Like, it's avoidable damage, but that's like saying, you know, Miss Fortune's ult's avoidable damage. Miss Fortune's ult doesn't do anywhere near as much as Lucian's. And I mean, in the spotlight, they were saying that a tank can body block it. Yeah, but then there goes your tank. Your tank's probably going to drop from the damage. But likewise, having this dash that is a dash, but it also removes slows, and having it reset on kills and assists is just really strong. That's something we're actually seeing with a lot of champions now, is this mobility creep. Which, don't get me wrong, it's cool and everything. I think mobility creep's a big issue. A lot of like the thing with mobility is like if you put it on ADCs, it makes them that much harder to deal with, and it makes it easier to carry. I mean, the one thing I can say at least about Lucian is that he's not as long ranged as some of the other ADCs. So that's something that at least you can sort of justify having the mobility on him because he needs to get in close, I guess. Oh, just so everyone knows also, if you use an ability, like, you do get the double shots for structures, which is really, really nice. I think I mentioned that with the passive too, but... completely whiffed that. Alright, so we'll go back. Like I said, we get our Bork, which is really good. We didn't actually use the Bork there, and we probably could have to get some kills, but... really doesn't matter. Like I said, this is mostly just to show off Lucian and give my first impressions. So yeah, I think Lucian's probably going to be a champion I'm going to play a lot for a while, because he's, like I said, he feels really fun to play. Like, flows very nicely, he feels great. His sound assets are very good, he looks good. And I think he's just going to be overall a lot of fun. And I think he's going to be a really strong ADC as well, like I said. Or even a top pick. Like, that's another thing. He can go top. You might even see him mid. I could see him potentially going mid, too. Definitely the ultimate is something that I need to practice with. Like, the ultimate feels weird because I'm not used to being able to move with an ult like that. Like, we've never had that before. It's definitely something new to League. Fire and started to get the extra attacks. And we should be able to finish this game. Oh, well, we were out of range of the tower there. So, yeah, this has been my first impressions on Lucian, and they are positive, like, really, really fun champion. Definitely is going to be one of those champions it's easy to play but hard to master, I think. I think the big thing is going to be learning to use your ultimate. So, yeah, so I hope you enjoy this video. I hope it gives you some insight into Lucian. And I will see you all next time. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, dislike, it all helps. Remember to play with Trinity Force or Frozen Gauntlet too, because I think they might be very good on Lucian, but I'm still up in the air. Anyways, I will catch you all next time. See ya.